Yes, okay, you got me. I had a slime fetish when I was younger. Now, I know that sounds bad, but I can pinky promise that it's not what it looks like, okay? Still, nonetheless, this is a big one, so strap in, kiddies. For context, this story starts when I was just a little kid. I mean, like, really little, like 5 years old or something. And like most kids that young, I watched a lot of TV. One of my favorite shows growing up was Pokemon Indigo League, and looking back, dude, that show was freaking weird. Sure, it's for kids, alright, and it's supposed to be all fun and everything, and you know, all these monsters with their super cool, unique, special, magical abilities or whatever, right? But what you don't realize is that this sort of show is practically a fetish gateway in a lot of ways. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it, that's basically what it is. This show had me hooked on a lot of different things, which I'm probably not going to get into in this particular video, but one of the main ones was slime, the real oopy goopy stuff, okay? Now, of course, I know Pokemon Indigo League isn't exactly known for its slimy themes or whatever, so I'm gonna have to elaborate just a little bit, okay? So there's this Pokemon called Muck. I believe it's the evolution of Grimer. Muck was something else to me, man. It had me feeling some type of way, okay? To put it plainly, Muck was basically this giant blob of purple slime or goo or something like that. And throughout the entire show, it's basically seen as the overly affectionate and almost handsy character. There are multiple scenes where Professor Oak is practically getting violated by Muck trying to hug him or whatever. And every single one of these scenes always ends and Muck literally engulfing him basically every single time, which needless to say is a teeny weeny bit weird, and I get it's just like cartoon stuff or whatever, but hey man, that did something to my freaking brain, dog. It went beyond just that though. There were also the battle scenes, right? The main one that comes to mind was this one where Ash was fighting against this other lady in a stadium, and he threw out Muck against a Bellsprout. And the exact same thing happened where Muck just basically completely engulfed, devoured, whatever you want to call it, Bellsprout, and that was interesting to say the least. Oh, but ladies and gents, it wasn't just Pokemon. No, it expanded to other things too. There was also this one other show called Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. There's an episode with this like slime monster or something, and for some reason, that one also kind of got me acting up in a particular way because this monster kept trapping the characters in slime or something, and that was weird. Oh, also Ghostbusters, that one's pretty self-explanatory. I guess it's more related to like ectoplasm. There's like this one like freaking like slime ghost or something. Really weird stuff. Another movie, definitely a classic, is Flubber. Flubber was also one of these special movies. I don't know why, dude. Also, here's another one. This one's a little bit more niche, but The Blob, specifically the one from 1958. I remember watching that one on Mystery Science Theater 3000 with my dad when I was really freaking little. But yeah, listen, alright, I don't know why, but all of these scenes in these movies and these TV shows, they just made me feel incredibly strange. Now, strange how, you might be asking, okay? I ain't even gonna sugarcoat it. It made me hard. It made me bricked up. It made me riled up. It made me Papa Rager, okay, dude? Whatever you want to freaking call it, man. It did that to me, okay? Even as young as 5 years old, I had that response. I wish I could defend myself here, but I really freaking can't. That's just kind of what happened, alright? I also remember there was sort of like a certain aspect of fantasizing, okay? I strangely wanted to be there with these slime creatures or whatever. I wanted to touch the slime and let it cover me and restrain me. I liked the idea of like being almost completely restricted by a slime monster and feeling like the cold wetness on my skin. I don't know. It was very, very strange. I think it was mainly like a sensory thing for me. Like, I really liked the idea of that. I really liked the idea of feeling that on my body. It made me feel very, very, very special. So much so that I actually remember acting it out in real life. Like, I had like this really big blanket and I would like crawl around on the floor pretending to be like the Blob or something and just like go around like eating my freaking stuffed animals or toys or something. It was definitely really weird, but it went beyond like just the sheer feeling and sensory part of it, okay? The mere concept of slimes in general was very, very special to me, and I don't know why, okay? It wasn't just TV, it was also video games, and video games were actually like a very big outlet for me when it came to exploring my emotions and my feelings. To name a few different video games that I played, I remember playing Dragon Quest IX, I believe it was, on the DS. I was absolutely obsessed with those little slime characters. I thought that they were just so freaking cute and adorable, but at the same time, okay, I really just wanted to like bury my face in one of them, or like stick my hand into it, and then feel it like freaking like, I don't know, like feel it melt onto my hand and like squirm or whatever. I don't know, okay, it feels weird freaking saying that, but I know I'm a weirdo, okay? There were also the slimes from Minecraft, specifically like a lot of the sounds they would make or whatever, that kind of made me feel a certain way. In a more extreme light, there were the slimes from Terraria, specifically the king slime, okay? For reasons I'm assuming you can probably guess. If you don't know, it's because there's like a ninja trapped inside of the king slime. And I guess a lot of the reasons why I kind of liked that was because I like to envision myself in that sort of situation, okay? Surrounded by slime, I guess. I don't know. Also, specifically the pink slimes, I don't really know why. It was just like extra special for some reason. I'm assuming it had something to do with like the novelty or something because they're super freaking rare in the game. But maybe it was also because they were pink and, you know, that's like a super cute color or something like that. I don't know. And they're also super tiny. Whatever. Also, I shouldn't even have to mention it, okay, but Slime Rancher was also a literal gold mine for me. There's no point in elaborating on that, so I'm basically not going to. Now, beyond fiction, this also did expand into real life just a little bit, okay? I remember being in middle school, and I had a few classes where we got the opportunity to make DIY slime. Leading up to this point, I had never done that before. As much as I hate to admit it, because this is like a really weird and embarrassing thing to be saying, but I remember getting kind of riled up in a sense, just making slime in class and feeling it with my hands. Sorry, my apologies. It's kind of weird to admit that I was like in my freaking art class, bricked while making slime. A seemingly completely harmless thing, but whatever. I also remember after the fact being able to keep the slime, right? And I'd go home and I'd stick small things like erasers and like toy cars into this slime, pretending it was like eating them or something. And I get that might be kind of adjacent to Vore, which I regret to inform you that I have also made a video on, as much as I hate to admit it. So maybe it's also kind of branching off of that a little bit. I don't really know. This strange obsession I had with slime went on until I was a teenager, and from that point, the start of puberty until now, the desire to stick myself in a giant mass of slime just kind of slowly but surely went away. And to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure why, because if anything, you'd expect puberty to like amplify it, you know what I mean? Like I start going through feelings and emotions that I'm not really used to, hormones, and then I start, you know, researching it on my own time. But no, I'll admit, okay, it kind of just diminished over time after that. But okay, I'll admit though, alright? I want to be 100% transparent and truthful here. I still do moderately like the slimes from video games, but it's just not quite the same as what it used to be, okay? I can't say I'd exactly want to go through all that same sort of gross stuff with like sticking myself in it, covering myself in it, feeling like I was restricted by some sort of like weird BDSM fiasco or something. No, not at all. I guess I just kind of think they're cute. I mean, like, I don't know, bro. It's weird, okay? I'm honestly not really sure if I can call this a fetish or not, because, like, I can't exactly say that I thought of it in a sexual way, per se. Like, clearly, when I was younger, I wasn't thinking, oh, man, I want to stick my wiener in a big blob of goo. You know what I mean? And I really didn't think of that either as I was going through puberty, so I don't really know exactly what to call it. Maybe more of, like, a morbid fascination? I don't really know. But still, nonetheless, it's definitely weird. I mean, like, dude, okay? Like, every time I saw a slime creature on the TV, I'd get a little notification coming from my trousers letting me know that this was something special, that this was serious. Nowadays, I don't really know what to think about this whole thing anymore. It doesn't really affect me anymore, but every now and then, you know, I'm just chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool, and then I just remember, I used to get long dong erections while watching Pokemon as a kid. Neat. I guess it's nothing more than just like a passing thought in my modern adult life, which, as a bit of context, I'm 21 now, by the way. But I still really felt like sharing it because it's just so freaking weird. Like, it just feels like, you know, it could have turned out very differently for me, you know? Like, maybe if I leaned into it a little bit more once I hit puberty, it could have, like, morphed itself into an actual problem. Well, maybe not problem. Maybe problem is not the right word. Maybe situation, rather. No disrespect to my slime fetish folk out there. My heart goes out to you! Yeah, whatever. But yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, I don't know if this is something that was kind of just a weird autistic sort of hyperfixation thing. That's a buzzword. But you get what I mean, right? I could dwell on it as much as I wanted to, but I guess I'll never really know the answer unless if I actively try to crank my Johnson to slime or something, which I don't really feel like doing if I'm being honest. So, yeah. I've been kind of rambling though, so I'm going to go ahead and try to wrap this up. Moral of the story, folks. Just be mindful with what you're feeding your peepers, okay? As a kid, I just kind of mindlessly watched a ton of crap and let my mind wander and fantasize about it, and it made me obsessed with some very strange things growing up, as you may have already guessed. So yeah, I just ask that, I mean, you treat your brain like it is an extension of yourself, okay? Your brain is extremely malleable, and if you feed it a bunch of nonsense, then your brain's gonna turn into a bunch of nonsense. You feel me? I don't know. Maybe my brain was just wired weird. I don't really know, man. It's whatever. Anywho, though, let's go ahead and wrap it up. I want to mention that I have a Discord server now. If that interests you, if you want to join in, chat with some of the peeps, chat with yours truly, perhaps, then I'll be there, okay? Link is in the description. Also, take a look-see here. We got some fan art. This stuff is the freaking bomb, as per usual. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm gonna cry. Oh my gosh. This stuff warms my heart to its freaking core, man. I love it so much. And I hope you guys love it too, because, oh my gosh. It just makes me want to tear up. Last but not least, I want to mention that I have a channel membership. It is $4.99 per month. I'm not asking you to do it. I'm just kind of throwing it out there. If you feel like you want to support me, if this is the first video of mine that you've watched, do not feel like you're obligated to throw money at me. Believe me, I'll manage. I just might make it without your $4.99. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you very kindly for embarking on this little adventure with me, and I suppose I shall see y'all in the next one. Bye!